Hello friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Here are 100 plus money saving tips on daily expenses with a limited budget. 1. Make a budget and stick to it. 2. Cook meals at home instead of eating out. 3. Buy generic brands instead of name brands. 4. Use coupons and discount codes when shopping. 5. Shop at thrift stores for clothing and household items. 6. Use public transportation instead of owning a car. 7. Set up automatic savings transfers each month. 8. Use a programmable thermostat to save on energy costs. 9. Bundle your insurance policies for a discount. 10. Negotiate your bills with service providers. 11. Cut back on subscriptions and memberships. 12. Use a water filter instead of buying bottled water. 13. Use LED light bulbs to save on energy costs. 14. Invest in a reusable coffee cup instead of disposable cups. 15. Cancel cable and switch to streaming services. 16. Buy in bulk for non-perishable items. 17. Make your own cleaning products. 18. Shop at farmers markets for fresh produce. 19. Use a rain barrel to collect water for plants. 20. Shop around for the best deals on major purchases. 21. Avoid impulse purchases. 22. Make your own gifts instead of buying them. 23. Plan your meals ahead of time. 24. Eat leftovers instead of throwing them out. 25. Use a clothesline instead of a dryer. 26. Use a bike instead of a car for short trips. 27. Use a library instead of buying books and movies. 28. Use a refillable water bottle instead of buying drinks. 29. Use a slow cooker for meals to save on energy costs. 30. Turn off lights and appliances when not in use. 31. Buy in season produce to save money. 32. Buy frozen vegetables instead of fresh. 33. Use a budgeting app to track your expenses. 34. Repair clothing instead of buying new. 35. Use a community garden for fresh produce. 36. Use a reusable shopping bag instead of plastic bags. 37. Use a space heater instead of heating the entire house. 38. Take advantage of free activities in your community. 39. Plan your vacations around off-peak travel times. 40. Buy used items instead of new. 41. Use a bike or walk to work instead of driving. 42. Take advantage of free trials for services. 43. Use a rewards credit card for purchases. 44. Use a budgeting spreadsheet to track expenses. 45. Buy gift cards at a discount. 46. Use a clothesline instead of a dryer. 47. Make your own baby food instead of buying it. 48. Use a programmable coffee maker to save on energy costs. 49. Use a reusable food container instead of plastic wrap. 50. Cut back on alcohol consumption. 51. Use a prepaid phone plan instead of a contract plan. 52. Avoid buying items in vending machines. 53. Use a reusable menstrual cup instead of disposable products. 54. Use a smart power strip to save on energy costs. 55. Use a rechargeable battery instead of disposable batteries. 56. Use a fan instead of air conditioning. 57. Use a budgeting worksheet to track expenses. 58. Use a VPN to save on online purchases. 59. Use a grocery delivery service to save on gas costs. 60. Buy used textbooks instead of new ones. 61. Use a home garden for fresh produce. 62. Use a cashback credit card for purchases. 63. Use a bike instead of driving to run errands. 64. Cut back on fast food consumption. 65. Use a budget planner to track expenses. 66. Make your own bread instead of buying it. 67. Use a community composting program. 68. Use a refillable ink cartridge instead of buying new ones. 69. Use a reusable lunch container instead of disposable bags. 70. Cut back on meat consumption. 71. Use a budgeting journal to track expenses. 72. Use a library instead of buying audiobooks. 73. Use a bike or walk instead of driving for exercise. 74. Use a meal planning app to save on food costs. 75. Use a reusable straw instead of disposable ones. 76. Cut back on beauty and personal care products. 77. Use a budgeting software to track expenses. 78. Use a smart thermostat to save on energy costs. 79. Use a public park for exercise and recreation. 80. Buy generic medications instead of name brands. 81. Use a budgeting calculator to track expenses. 82. Use a travel rewards credit card for vacations. 83. Use a car sharing service instead of owning a car. 84. Cut back on impulse purchases at the grocery store. 85. Use a budgeting plugin for your web browser. 86. Use a programmable sprinkler system to save on water costs. 87. Use a home gym instead of a gym membership. 88. Use a solar charger for electronics. 89. Use a food processor instead of buying pre-cut produce. 90. Cut back on online shopping. 91. Use a budgeting course to improve financial literacy. 92. Use a reusable produce bag instead of plastic bags. 93. Use a reusable cloth napkin instead of paper napkins. 94. Use a reusable food wrap instead of plastic wrap. 95. Cut back on energy consumption by turning off unused electronics. 96. Use a budgeting mentor for guidance and support. 97. Use a refillable water filter instead of buying bottled water. 98. Use a compost bin for food waste. 99. Use a bike or walk instead of driving for commuting. 100. Cut back on unnecessary home decor and furnishings. 101. Use a budgeting accountability partner for motivation and accountability. These are just a few money-saving tips that can help you live within your means and make the most of your limited budget. Remember, every little bit helps, and with dedication and commitment, you can achieve your financial goals. Thank you. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.